Guys, it's August 31st. I am still here. I'm back in about 7 contracts. Let me show you my chart right now. So this area right here at the 44.42 or 40, let me see, where is this low value, high value? So 44.39, 44.40 held so far. So we're looking for this thing to really drop down. If this thing holds and breaks through here, look out. The thing's moving down. So just wanted to show you that while I'm still in the trade right now. Again, I held it here at the 44.40, 39-ish for that 13th tick, which was literally, let's see, it was pretty close. 39, 49, 50, 51. All right, so it was about 12 ticks. So 13 ticks. I was waiting for that thing to kind of get me in and out, but now it's coming back down, so we'll see. I mean, this is a support area right now. You know, we kind of moved back up. This thing's kind of doing all kinds of things at this point, but really, again, like I said, need this area right here to hold. If the thing really is going to push down and break through this level, we do have a pretty good chance of that. We had a nice down move this whole period, came back up. This area here is also very critical because it held. I already have an alert. Let me go ahead and put another alert right there. So got an alert right there. If it breaks above here, we could be going long, but until then, looking for this thing to push down and go short. So go ahead and pause the video and we'll see if this thing has some legs to the downside. Okay, all right. And just checking back in. This area, like I said, is holding, and if this really does hold and break through here, the lows at 44.12, this thing could really just take down, push down. So we're looking at the support level, final support level, till we really don't have anything, because this thing shot up so hard the other day. Last week. So what goes up must also come down. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Right now up about $900,000. But main thing is the reward to risk, right? So real quick lesson, wherever I shorted it at, let's see, we got a 3-4 now. So I want to make at least 5-to-1 reward to risk ratio, let's say. So we got 24, 14, 04, 94, 84 would be at least where that 5-to-1 reward to risk is. And you could see once we kind of break this area, this it could push down there pretty quickly. So we are going to need to see a push to onto the downside though. So go ahead and pause the video again, and I will be right back. Oil looks like it's about to open again soon, so we could see a push lower. Looks like we're kind of doing a step to the downside, all day. Every time we crossed over, we pushed down pretty hard, so sellers are kind of looking like they're in control right now. Once again, that's kind of our level. We want this thing to hold below. Make a little box right here for you guys visually to see. Right there. So we're holding low right there. If we come back in the area, we could chop around for a while unless we break out above here to the highs, and then we can see this thing push up. But right now, for this day at least, bias is still to the downside. But again, we really need to push and break below the support right here, which held earlier. But if we visit it again and we got a lot of momentum and volume pushing down to the downside, this thing has potential to really fall through. So alright, let me go and pause the video again. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. Just want to see if this 44.12 is going to break. I mean, we're pretty close. We came down here before, so that support, if it broken, like I said, it should accelerate. So we'll see how that works out for us. Up about 1,800, 2,000. So like I said, I got my targets below, so we'll start scaling out as it does push down. And you saw my reference points. This is a support that we're looking at. It just broke, so I'm gonna go ahead and just let this thing really run. One thing I've been trying to do is let the profits really run. So once this thing kind of pushes down, like I said, next support really isn't down here into the 43.40, 43.34. So looking at that, you gotta let these things just kind of go. So like I said, 7 contracts in. Right now, what is that? So we got 10, 20. I mean, this is 7 contracts, 30 ticks right now. So for whatever I was risking, which is a 3-to-1 race, right at this point, I got a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio. If I were to get out right here, so basically to risk, 1, I'm now making 3 times that much that I risk, right? And that's how you compound the money over time, because you want to make sure that whatever you're risking, I mean, if you're wrong, you're wrong, but if you are risking a certain amount, you want to make multiple times that in potential reward, because you will be right eventually. And when you want to be able to get a big payout to cover any of those losses, the smaller losses. So again, context right here, that 44.40 level, and you can see on this chart here, held. This was the initial short. Picked up a quick $1,000 off of that trade earlier on my first video, and now we're going in again off of this next video. As we kind of balanced, came back down, tried to push back up, and then failed, and now we're breaking down lows. So we'll let this thing just kind of ride and hit those targets. And sometimes this is kind of the hardest thing to do, to let your winners just keep running. But like I said, after that Monday crash, I said there's gonna be a lot of trend days. So you really have to look at opportunities like this, because once the market moves, I mean, as you saw the last 2 days, the other week, I mean, we moved up, almost 300 ticks per day on Thursday and Friday. I mean, per contract, that's $3,000 per contract, right? So if you had 10 contracts on there, just to kind of compound that, that's $30,000. So just something to think about as we look at the reward to risk too. And I'm not looking to make any less than 5-to-1 reward to risk. In the market like this, like when things are moving, I've seen this thing move. So when you see things moving like 300 ticks like that, 50 ticks should be a pretty reasonable target. Of course, I know where my entry was, and I know where I want my exit to be, which is down here, and I'm already calculating that prior to making that trade, so that reward to risk is there for me, right? And of course, you want to scale as you go down, because you never know what's going to happen, but that's why you take the 5-to-1, and then you leave any of the remaining contracts open as it comes down to the support levels that you were looking at originally. Right, so go ahead and pause the video again, but just wanted to give you guys that context. So right now, yeah, not a whole lot of support in this area. It's gonna balance for a little bit, but we do also have the market about to open too on oil, so we'll see what happens. But once there's kind of momentum, when oil moves, you start to see that really head in that direction. So we'll see. We will see. Okay, So we're gonna close. I'll pause the video and we'll be right back. Hey, there we go, guys. We're still pushing down, like I said. So it's working out for us right now. About up $28,000 off of this trade. So it's good to hold. That's one thing I'm learning and getting better at, is for these exits, just holding on. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if this thing can really push down to that target level. First 3 contracts I'm going to get out down here. Let me see, at the 43.80, which we're almost there, not too far from there. So you might be asking why. Not a huge I guess support. It's not really a big support level, but you know, when we broke out of this area on Friday, kind of came up, then and hesitated there for a second before we really launched up. So just want to kind of see, you know, what's going to happen there, and I don't mind taking a little bit of profit. So I'll still have about 4 contracts left open, and then we'll see this thing really move down, you know, another 40 plus ticks from there. So I'll pause the video and we'll see if this thing can really push down. Alright, guys.